Vidar, who would be the new king. Vidar is very important in Norse Germanic mythology in the role that he plays really at the end of Ragnarok and going into the rejuvenated period after Ragnarok. He is classified as a god, although he has more complex parentage than simply that. He was associated with vengeance, but also again he would be associated with rejuvenation. He comes to us from Germanic or Norse mythology and represents a portion of the Aesir or the Asgardians. His personal symbol is the shield, and he is written about in the Prose Edda. He is the Norse god of vengeance who was the son of Odin, who was of course the All-Father and the king of the Asgardians. And his mother was a Jotun, whose name was Vidar. And a Jotun, of course, was a race of giants. So he is of split heritage. And when we talk about the giant hybrid, we are talking about Nephilim. And that's something we'll get back to at the end of this profile. His importance comes at the time of Ragnarok, which of course is the great end, the great twilight of the Norse gods, when the forces of chaos would rise up and consume the forces of good that held back that tidal wave. And Thor would finally kill the Midgardian serpent, but himself would die because of the wounds the serpent had inflicted on him during their fight. And Odin would be slain by the Fenris wolf, which was the offspring of his son Odin, Loki. But Vidar would avenge him. That was what his role was, as the avenger of Odin. And after the great event of Ragnarok had ended, he and his brother Vali would rule over the new world, the new rejuvenated world, and the new cast of gods. So he was one of the few that made it through the transition, what makes him very, very important. And his passage in the Prose Edda, one mention of him goes like this: "The wolf shall fell, the father of men, and this shall Vidar avenge. The terrible jaws shall he tear apart, and so the wolf shall he slay." Very poetic how he is written about this great battle and his role that he plays in killing this very fearsome monster. But I think more importantly, when we look at this particular character, we again are seeing the representations of giants in mythology. A steady theme of hybrid giants that are mentioned not only in Norse texts but also in biblical or Abrahamic belief systems, as David himself fought Goliath, who was a giant, and the native myth of giants that were fought in what is now New Mexico. And the stories of giants abound, from Jack and the Beanstalk, this ever-present theme of giants as a threat. Vidar represents part of that. While Odin was at one point the tip of the spear, he and Thor fought giants, he also sired children with giants. And that casts a little bit of confusion over which side was Odin really on. Thank you again for stopping at Nine World Chronicles as we dig through some of the mythologies that reveal more about our connections to each other. As always, we ask that you like and subscribe.